This video describes the functionality of the SearchReport widget. In Quincy, we can conduct keyword searching just as we can with other Access Data products. We can conduct indexed searching, which takes advantage of the indexing process that takes place during the processing phase. We can also conduct live searching. To conduct an index search, we can take advantage of the constant search bar, which is at the top of the screen. This search bar is always available to us regardless of which widget we're working in, so that we can conduct searches at any time. We can very simply conduct a search by typing in our search criteria here. I have a case open and I'm ready to conduct my keyword search. The keyword search that I will use is for the term bad guy. Using the search icon, this will invoke the search and Quincy will start to produce the results that we require. We can take a cursory look at the keyword search results by opening up our grid widget. Opening up the grid widget will provide us with details of the files which have responded to the keyword search. We can see at the bottom of the screen we originally had 4,086 files and we now are filtered down to 36 because Quincy is responding to the keyword search. We can also see that 2 of the files that have been recovered in the keyword search are encrypted. Quincy marks these as red for us so that we can draw our attention to the fact that encryption is in the case. We can identify the files which have responded to the keyword search in the grid, and they are listed here. However, we cannot see whether these keyword searches are relevant to us without opening the files. And this is where we use the SearchReport widget. So we can close down the grid and we can open up the SearchReport widget and see what that reveals for us. The widget will have responded to the keyword search because the widget is in play and is therefore listening to the grid. The SearchReport widget is split into 2 distinct areas, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. I'll deal with the left-hand side first. Just as we saw in the grid, we can see that we have a hit count of 36 items, and that's what we expect to see, and that's the same information that we saw in the grid. We can also see the file listing of the files that have been recovered during the course of the keyword search. As we move along, we can also see the details of the keyword term that was used and the number of hits that were recovered during that keyword review. What we can also see in the SearchReport widget is that we can also identify, because of the fact that we're using an indexed search term, additional high-frequency terms which appear in the documents that have been recovered. And this is a great opportunity to proactively search through materials, perhaps if the quality of our keyword search material is quite vague, or if we don't really know where to start with our keywords. So this provides us with an opportunity to read in advance some additional high-frequency keywords that we can see. And as we go down the list, we can also see that at the bottom, for example, we can see that we have high-frequency results for Rasco, and we can also see that we have a high-frequency result for girlfriend too. We can review the file that this was contained in, and it relates to email. To progress this search, we can now conduct further searching if we require. But before we do that, let's move on to the right-hand screen. The right-hand screen details the keyword hits individually. So what we have is by clicking on and hovering over the results, we can identify the keyword instance in context. We can see the keyword instance with 10 items on the left and 10 items on the right, or 10 words as we should say. This is providing context to the keyword hit so that we can preview this without opening the file. and this is providing us with information about the context of the keyword and where it resides in the document. We can make adjustments to this, and we can do that by opening up the Advanced Search button, which is just on the top of the search bar. We can open this and we can review the excerpt size, which is just here. By default, the excerpt size is always set to 10, as this provides the best context to the keyword result. However, it's absolutely fine to reduce this to 5 or even 2 words. And these will respond, and this will provide you with the size of the excerpt that you require. We can now go back to the left-hand side, and we can now type in some additional search criteria to focus the hits more closely. Taking advantage of the keyword search, the high frequency result that came through from the SearchReport widget, I can now search for another keyword, which I'm going to do and use the term girlfriend. Quincy has now responded, and now we have a compound keyword search. So Quincy is providing us with details of instances where both bad guy and girlfriend occur in the same document. And we can see this by looking at the screen here. We additionally, just as we did before, now have further high frequency instances of keywords which also appear in these documents. This provides us with the ability to proactively conduct searches and develop searches as we go on based on the results that come through in the SearchReport widget. We can also take advantage of the icons that appear here and also here, where we can where we can export the details of the two screens so that we can document the keyword searches that we've done. By clicking on the export, then we can be provided with a spreadsheet which will provide us with details of the search results that we have together with the high frequency instances so that these can be documented into our working notes. So this is the SearchReport widget.